G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Mr. Zac Radford.
What's going on, mate?
How are you, mate?
Appreciate you having me.
We're here at 8 under, what are you doing?
Playing St. Andrews, currently 2 under. Final 3 holes. We're on hole 16 here, par 4, 407. It is a driver hole, and would love for you to kind of help coach me around these last 3 holes.
Sounds like you're doing pretty good. Let's see what you've got here, mate. 407 yard par 4. Is that OB down the right?
That is. I think we should probably aim a little left.
It sounds like a good play. You've also got a couple of pot bunkers down there by the looks of things. So, looks like it's a tight driving hole here, mate.
So you're pretty much convincing me that I've got the wrong club in my hand, is what he is saying. So maybe we'll go 4-iron here, play short of those bunkers. We've got a pretty good round here, and I'd love to shoot in the 60s. So maybe somewhere around 230 kind of shot. What do you think?
All right, well, let me take a little better look at this so we can figure it out. We're gonna start with doing a little drone fly over here so we can get a good idea as to what is ahead of us, because the pot bunkers here we definitely want to avoid. Looks like obviously we've got the OB down the right. We'll slow it down here. This off the tee is kind of in the 240-ish range. So those pot bunkers are obviously to be avoided. The last little pot bunker, which is right here, is a little over 300. So, you know, ideally you're gonna get yourself in a situation here where you're taking those bunkers out of play, right? You're either gonna be short of 240, or if you've got, you know, 300 carry in the bag, which we know you do, then, you know, you could hit driver down here. There is OB to the right, there's rough to the left. So talk me through your thoughts.
So, been hitting driver pretty good. However, my mid-iron play, did the combine in another video, and was kind of one of my stronger suits. So I would rather take risk out and lay up short of those first bunkers. So somewhere around that 230 kind of mark, 235 mark, which would be a typical 4-iron, I think is kind of the play for me here.
And if we look at what that's going to leave you to the pin, a 235-yard tee shot's going to leave you 176 into the pin, which is, what is that for you?
That'd be a full stock 8.
Okay, stock 8. So obviously you don't want to lay yourself up here to where you had, you know, a super long shot into the green, but stock 8 for you, as you said, Trackman Combine, link down below. This guy did really well. We know it's a good scoring club for you.
Yeah, sounds good. That's pretty much exactly what we were hoping for, short of those bunkers in the fairway.
Exactly what you're trying to do. Nice shot.
Thank you. 175 left to the pin. That is pretty much exactly what we talked about.
We looked at 176, so you missed it by a yard. So we're looking at 8-iron, right, mate?
We are looking at 8-iron right here. Should just be a full stock one. Little slight breeze into. We're in the fairway. So pretty much green light from here.
It might be a good idea just to, you know, I'm not super familiar with this hole, so it might be a good idea just to pop up in the air and see what we've got. If there's any little bunkers or anything we need to miss. Pin is obviously cut on the right-hand side of the green. It looks like there's a swale right at the front of the green there.
It does.
So, you know, if we're gonna make birdie here, we do probably need to go close to the pin, but is there a particular target that you're looking at hitting towards?
I'm gonna be aiming kind of like left edge of the trees behind the green, kind of let my natural fade the ball. But with the 8-iron, my carry distance, like on the combine, was around that 175 mark. So we're pretty much just gonna throw it right on that number.
Got it. Oh, good looking shot right here, mate. Just a little right of the pin. We have a good look at birdie right here, mate. Carried 168, 13 feet, a little downhill. It's playing about 10 feet.
Okay. Oh, you love to see it, mate.
Nice, mate.
You love to see it.
Nice birdie, good job.
Thank you.
Well, that was a really well played, thought out hole right there.
Yeah.
You could have taken driver down there, obviously, and left yourself with some kind of wedge into the green. But, you know, from a course management standpoint, one of the things that I think about is like if you were playing, you know, a professional tour event, right? It's 4 rounds. So you have to play the same holes 4 days in a row. And if you're standing on the tee box and let's say it's a par 4 where there's some trouble, You know, if you're like, yeah, I can hit driver down here and make birdie quite easily with, you know, a little flip wedge to the green or something like that. But, you know, if I had to do that 4 days in a row, I'm probably going to hit it in the water once, in a bunker the other time. And, you know, my question is, if you had to do it 4 days in a row, could you do it?
Probably not.
So, you know, hitting four iron off the tee there 4 days in a row, you're probably going to hit that fairway all day long.
Correct.
You know, if you pull driver out there, you're a good player. Maybe you do it. But that's kind of one of my thought processes.
For sure. Totally agree. I mean, driver is one of my strongest clubs in the bag, but with it so tight down there, a slight miss brings double, triple into play very quickly. So we thought through it, chose wisely, made 2 good swings and then made a 13-foot putt, but we set ourselves up for success. And if the putt falls, it falls, but we took the big number out of play.
Okay, onto the road hole here, mate.
Alrighty.
Number 17. Let's do a little flyover and see what we've got. Obviously, one of the most famous holes in golf. Take it up over the hotel. I mean, you just got to pick your line and trust it here. And this is obviously, there's quite a lot of situations on the course where, you know, we don't know what's ahead of us. We have blind shots and we've got to pick our line and trust it. And you know, you're going to have to do that here. What are we doing?
I didn't come here to lay up on the road hole. We didn't come all the way here to Scotland. So I am definitely hitting driver. And I think we're going to be taking a little further left target because I do hit a natural fade.
Yeah.
So want to keep it within the fairway right in there, kind of right where you got it. I kind of like that line.
So the one thing that you have to look at on a hole that is not necessarily straight is, you know, how far is it to the run out? You know, how far is it to go through the fairway into the rough? And obviously if we move this more left, you know, on this line here where you carry your ball somewhere, you know, in the 300, 310 yard range, that for you is going to put you in the rough if you hit a straight shot. Better than OB, but, you know, ideally if we hit a straight shot, that's not going to put us in trouble. So, you know, a line that's still in the fairway here is probably a good play for you.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. Tee it high, let it fly.
You hit it really well, but it wasn't the fade, it was the little draw.
It was not the fade.
So let's see what we've got ahead of ourselves here. We're in thick rough.
Thick rough. We're going to be taking a lash at this one.
And this would be a lie, you know, for those watching at home, this would be the kind of lie that just get yourself out of trouble here. You know, if we look down this hole, if we just jump up in the air and we take a quick look at this hole, you can see we've got these 2 bunkers here. So, you know, carrying this all the way to the green from this thick rough could potentially be challenging. So if you're watching at home, sometimes maybe a smart play, get a wedge, get a 9-iron, get it back in the fairway, because something longer like a, you know, in this case here, it's 190 yards out, you pull out a 4-iron or something long like that, it can wrap around that hosel, wrap that face over, close it, and all of a sudden now you're in the deeper rough, or potentially in those bunkers, and neither of those would be in a good place. So a little different situation here for Zach. We don't have rough here because we're, you know, hitting on the synthetic turf. Run us through what you're going to do, mate.
So trying to play it like it would play out there, I would absolutely never go for this green from this lie. There's no reason to, especially with those bunkers short, you don't want to be in those. Got a decent round going. I'm going to aim out to the right, and I'm actually going to probably get I'm probably going to hit like a 9-iron.
How far down are you going to try and hit it? How far down are you going to try and get this? Are you trying to get this chipping distance, like front of the green, or is it even shorter than that?
Even a little shorter than that.
Okay.
So we've gone through the combine, and I've got a feel for some of my good yardages. So I am going to shoot for 70 yards out. That is pretty strong suit for me. So the 9-iron at 77%, maybe pitching wedge. Nothing looks good from this lie, mate.
All right, I'll help you out on this one here. So I think that given that, you know, this is, you know, we're on the sim, when we don't have that thick rough to bother our club, I think that you can get this a little closer to the green. I think you can hit like a good hard 8-iron. Okay. You know, that'll take these bunkers out of play for you. That's true. And, you know, get it somewhere where we might have 30, 40 yard kind of little
Okay.
pitch shot,
Yep.
and then it's happy days. Otherwise, like if you were legitimately in this thick stuff, yeah, you might want to just 54 degree this thing out
Yeah.
back into the fairway.
Yeah,
Okay.
agreed. All right, so we'll go 8 iron, try to get it down there chipping, give us an opportunity to save our par. Yeah, that was the play all day long. Keep those bunkers out of play. Get down there a little closer where that pin is. We've got an opportunity to save our par.
Yeah, I think that was a good smart play. We've got 47 yards left to the pin. Looks like it's sitting up on a little bit of a shelf here, mate.
Yeah, little false front.
What club are you going with?
I'm gonna go with my lob wedge, and I do think I want to land this close to that number, probably like that 45 number, just on the top of that rise there.
Yeah, a little one bounce and stop.
Yep.
Okay.
What we learned in our wedge test is that I need to work on my wedges, and that was apparent right there. We weren't short, but yeah, we got a putt.
Nice putt, mate. Nice speed. That is quite the pin placement right there.
It really is, and I mean, you don't want to leave that little wedge shot short. That is just a very difficult pin. Not the best drive. We got out of here with a bogey. We still have our full round intact, so still have a chance to shoot in the 60s.
Yeah, you're 1 under going into the last hole at St. Andrews. Obviously another extremely famous hole. What do we got here, mate?
I mean, I think you take driver here and try to get it down there, but I wouldn't mind doing a flyover to see where the hole location is.
Yeah, let's see what we've got.
Because if it's a very difficult hole location with the false front, maybe driver isn't the play.
You know, we know from watching the Open Championship this last year that, final round, pretty much all the guys were hitting driver, right?
Yeah.
And some of the guys, were able to get that really close to the green. Obviously, Cam Smith won, so, thumbs up for the Aussies. But we'll take a look at what the distance is for you, and we can see how close you can get this to the green.
Yeah.
Definite birdie opportunity here, mate. You've got 374 today, so, I don't know that the fairways on this are playing as firm as what they were in the Open Championship, so I don't think that driving this green is a possibility today, so it's going to put us in a position where we're going to have that wedge shot, and, depending on when you're watching this, we've posted some videos lately on wedges, distance control, playing to your yardage.
I'm hearing a trend that we're trending towards not driver, is what I'm hearing.
Well, I'm not necessarily, I think ultimately it's like, leaving yourself a yardage that
Yeah.
you want into this green.
For sure. Kind of my 140 was really good, 150 kind of range was pretty good. My wedge game definitely needs some work, as you could tell on the last hole. So I actually don't mind hitting kind of like that 4 iron, like a soft 4 iron, maybe even a 5 iron, leave us that full pitching wedge in.
You definitely could. You definitely could. I think that for you, that's too conservative of a play. I think that we hit the driver down here. I think if we can get ourselves in the 60, 70 yard range,
Yep.
70 is a good number for you.
It is.
We know that we need to improve on some of the, some of those
For
distances, but I like it for you. I still think you
Okay.
can get those shots close.
He's letting me tee it high, let it fly, let's go.
Well, good thing there's plenty of space over there, mate. That's the first fairway that shares the 18th fairway here on the old course.
We're in great shape.
Let's see what number we've got here. You've got 92 left to the pin.
Okay.
90 is a good distance for you.
90 was a great distance.
That's
so-
why I was saying, like, driver, it was kind of a free swing at it there. The only thing you couldn't do was hit it right.
Right. We didn't do that.
We didn't do that.
We did not do that.
92, what club do we have in hand here, mate?
I think this is just going to be a pretty decently stock full lob wedge.
Okay.
Not go at it super hard, but 90 yards with a lob wedge is pretty comfortable. I'll just give it maybe just a smidge extra.
And let's take a look at a couple of things here. I think that one, this is obviously not a front pin. If the pin was closer to the front, knowing the front yardage, might be kind of important, but in this case here, it's a long way from the front.
Yeah.
The important number here is really, you've got that valley of sin there that you need to carry, right? Which kind of gets us to about this position here. So like minimum, I would say 80 yards of carry, right? But we do, like the yardage that you're playing for here, you are into, right now it says 0 wind, now up to 1.5 miles an hour. It's not much wind.
Yeah.
So, the number we need to know is how far do you want to carry this shot?
I'm gonna carry it pretty much on the hole, kind of that low 90s. Now, if this pin was closer to the valley and I needed to for sure carry it 88, let's say, I would definitely bump up and go with sand wedge, wouldn't be hitting the lob wedge if that was the case.
Yeah, this is like pretty much fly it all the way back there. It looks like there's also a little bit of a backboard there as well if you do happen to go a little bit long.
I mean, this is what I would consider like a green light special, like pretty gettable pin, kind of a smooth full stock lob wedge, and the goal here is to get this thing up and down.
Let's do it. It's a good looking shot in the air, mate. It's a little long, come back. Yeah, we got a little bit of spin off that backboard. 20 footer, mate. 20 footer to finish this out.
Alrighty.
Got a little left to right slider right here.
Yeah, this is up 4, 24. Would love to end this round on a good note. Oh, I hit that too firm.
Okay, mate, good playing.
Appreciate it.
I think we learned a couple of things, and for those at home, understanding kind of strategy, risk versus reward, a lot of this you're just going to figure out by making mistakes and then, learning from that. So, but good job on the course today, mate.
Appreciate it.
All of Zac's socials are linked down below along with 8 unders, and if you can help us out by hitting like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the content, and of course, until next time, good golfing.